Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bob Fogarty at the National Weather Service in New Braunfels for today's total eclipse weather briefing for April 8th. Important updates right now, not a lot of change in the forecast from this morning. We have pretty high confidence with what's going to happen this weekend. And the confidence, I think, is building a little bit for Monday's forecast, but still probably medium at this point. And still, there is time for that forecast to change over the next couple of days. We also expect some possible egress issues on Tuesday and Wednesday with thunderstorms in the area. Just as a reminder, we are recording this briefing and we'll make a copy of it available. And there will also be a copy of the slides available afterwards. This is our schedule for our briefings. Today, now we're doing the 2:30. We will also do 10:30 and 2:30 Saturday and Sunday. And then our final briefing will be Monday morning at 9 o'clock. So the main points this afternoon, we have a fairly high confidence of a weak cold front coming through Saturday night, Sunday morning. Looks like it'll be mostly dry across the area, but there could be a stray shower possible. So I wouldn't say it's going to be completely without any rain, but most people will not get any. We have sort of a medium confidence for our forecast on Monday. And the uncertain points still remain that cloud cover. We are expecting two possibilities for the cloud cover. One is a southeasterly wind from the Gulf bringing in some lower clouds. And then the higher flow is from the southwest, which should bring some high clouds across. And the questions then become how quickly, how much low cloud cover do we get and how quickly does it go away? And then in the high clouds, is it real thin high clouds or are they thicker high clouds that makes it harder to see the sun? You can expect some fluctuations in these forecasts over the next couple of days, but it seems like the models have been somewhat consistent, showing not basically good conditions for viewing the eclipse. And then we have some potential issues again for problems on Tuesday and Wednesday when we might see a lot of travel, people leaving the area. At this point, still fairly a low confidence forecast. It's out a few days, but there is a possibility of some stronger storms on those days. And again, we just want to remind you that it's springtime. Forecasts can be very different from day to day. So we could see some changes as we get closer to the day. So this is the current forecast for Saturday. We get a dry line out west and a cold front behind it. We expect those fronts to move through the area probably late in the day on Saturday. Looks like there's not a lot of moisture for them to work with, so we don't expect much precipitation with this. I think you're going to be lucky if you get any rain on Saturday or Saturday night with this system. High temperatures on Saturday, probably low 90s along the Rio Grande and the upper 70s to mid 80s elsewhere across our area of concern. And then again, possible stray showers Saturday night, mostly across the hill country and the I-35 corridor. For Sunday, that front should get east of our area, but probably kind of stall there, maybe in the coastal plains or very close to the coast. Drier air coming in behind it, so it'll be a nice day Sunday, dry things out. But ahead of the front, you see we have some moisture still pumping in from the Gulf on the warm side of the front. So that's where the low clouds are going to be at that point. High temperatures on Sunday, probably low 80s to near 90, the near 90s out along the Rio Grande. For Monday, this is the big day, and these are where all the concerns come in. So that front probably looks like it's going to go back toward the north and sort of come back across our area as a kind of a warm front. And that will bring the Gulf moisture back into play for the daytime on Monday. So the questions become, how quickly does that cloud cover come in on the south side of the front, and how long it lasts through the early part of the afternoon probably. We do have rainfall chances on Monday ranging from 10 to about 60%, but we think that the main timing for the precip on Monday would be during the afternoon and evening. So I think for the eclipse, we're probably not going to be worried about too much of thunderstorms or showers. That'll probably be after the eclipse is done later in the day. The real question, of course, is the cloud cover. So the low clouds may be coming in earlier. If they last a little longer, it's going to be a problem for visibility. And again, we also have the high clouds that we're going to be concerned about. And I'm going to touch on that a little more briefly. So this is the high cloud part of the forecast. We have a big upper low out over the southwest United States, and that will be causing southwesterly winds in the higher parts of the atmosphere over Texas. And moisture in those high parts of the atmosphere could lead to some high clouds. And with high clouds, it becomes a question of how thin they are. If you get thin high clouds, you don't get a real clear view of the sky, but you will be able to see the sun, and you'll probably get a decent view of the eclipse. It won't be like a nice clear sky, but you'll at least be able to see it. If the high clouds are thicker, it becomes less easy to see things, and you'll notice that it gets darker, but you probably won't really see the eclipse. And these pictures are kind of what we're talking about. So the best case scenario is on the left, the first one, where we have a thin high cloud, and maybe there's some low clouds, and maybe you get some breaks, and you get a pretty good view of the sun, so maybe you can see the eclipse, at least through the filtered high clouds. If the high clouds are thick, as in the middle picture, you're not really seeing, you can't get a distinct image of the sun, so you're really not going to get a good view of the eclipse. And if we have low clouds, there's almost no chance of seeing it. They'll be opaque, and you won't be able to see anything. The probability of the lower clouds will be on the southeast side of the totality track. So it'll be closer to the coast. They'll be more likely to get the low clouds, and they'll be more likely for those low clouds to last a little longer. On the western side of it, you might get a better chance of not seeing low clouds or not getting them or maybe getting out of here before the eclipse happens. And then the forecast for Tuesday, that frontal boundary kind of hangs around, stalls up probably in North Texas, and the strong southerly flow off the Gulf, be a lot of moisture, it'll be fairly unstable, so we're expecting showers and thunderstorms probably beginning Monday night, lasting into Tuesday, probably maybe even lingering into Wednesday. Possibility of some strong to severe storms. That's more for the nighttime hour, probably evening hours on Monday, and then overnight into Tuesday. And there's a chance of some severe storms. The Storm Prediction Center has this forecast for, this is for Monday, and we're really thinking this is Monday evening in the overnight hours. So up in the northeastern counties of our area, all the way down as far south probably as Austin. And this would probably equate to a 1 out of 5 chance for severe. And then Tuesday, that spreads a little farther south down into the coastal plains. And again, this equates probably to a 1 out of 5 severe risk for Tuesday. So the forecast for Monday for our area, with the path of totality overlaid on our forecast map, this is for the probability of precipitation or the rain chances. They're ranging from about 10 to about 50 or 60%, probably 50%. The very northern part of the track might see some 60%. And again, we really think this is going to be more in the afternoon, probably after the eclipse, is when we're really expecting the precipitation to come in. And the higher precipitation chances are farther east and southeast. Coastal plains, I-35 is probably the most likely area. The temperature forecast for Monday, low temperatures, mid 50s to mid 60s. And the highs on Monday, probably mostly in the 80s, could see a 90 out along the Rio Grande. One thing to note is that with the eclipse, when the sun is totally eclipsed, the temperature could drop anywhere from about 5 to 10 degrees. But once the sun comes back out, once the moon clears the sun, should rebound fairly quickly for a warm afternoon. And this is our cloud forecast. The most likely scenario there on the left is for mostly cloudy skies. Our uncertainties, again, are what the combination of cloudiness is. Is it all high clouds? Is it a mix of high and low clouds? Is it low clouds? How thick are the high clouds? So those are the questions that we're seeking answers to over the weekend. And then the worst case scenario is just completely overcast for most of the area. For a more detailed forecast, you can get an hourly forecast. This one that I'm showing is not current, so don't pay any attention to it other than to see what it looks like. This is available on a website, weather.gov/forecast points. There's a QR code. This one goes to the general site where you get a map of the United States and you can pick your spot. Also in this briefing, we have created some QR codes for a number of the cities around our area. Don't worry about getting these as I kind of go through these slides fairly quickly because they'll be included. We will have put these slides out on the web, and this will be included in there so you can get it from it if you want one for your area. We also have these QR codes for when we get closer to the actual event for these satellite imagery and the radar imagery if they're needed. Radar, if it needed, the satellite will be needed. So in summary, we get some possible stray showers Saturday night into early Sunday morning, not a big deal. Most places will be dry, but you could get a little brief rain. Mostly cloudy conditions on Monday, a 10 to 60% chance of showers and isolated thunderstorms. We think that'll be mainly after the event. Still uncertainty about the cloud cover, how much low clouds there will be, and whether or not the high clouds it'll be easy to see through or not. And you could see some fluctuations over the next couple of days. Potential problems on Tuesday and Wednesday with thunderstorms, possibly strong to severe. And our forecast can change. It's springtime. Things are unsettled sometimes, so keep up with us. Currently, we think we feel pretty good about the weekend. Getting a little more confident about the Monday during the eclipse. And still, the severe storm chances, it's still fairly low confidence. It's a long way off. Contact information from us. Here's our website, our phone number, email, Facebook, X. The next briefing will be at 10:30 tomorrow morning, and then there'll be another one at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. And we will email these slides out to you and a copy of this a recording of this briefing. So I will now take any questions if anybody has any, and if you do, you could just type them in the chat and I can address them when you put them up.